and talk in this video. Haven't done this for a while, but I've got something I want to share with you that I think is important. Sorry if Facebook glitched then, it's been doing that a bit lately. But I want you to be aware of, or invite you to be aware of content creators who sow division and cause strife for their own selfish, ambitious gains. You know, the Bible says that God can't stand, to paraphrase, those who cause strife and cause division amongst brethren. And I say this in regards to one big example at the moment that I've been watching for some time and watching the players involved, and that's to do with the host Charlie Kirk assassination conspiracies. Now, there's two big players in this that I used to respect but have lost pretty much, I would say, all my respect for. They are big giants in social media and content creating. One is Candace Owens, by reports the largest podcaster currently on YouTube in the world. She kind of competes with Joe Rogan, but huge. She makes thousands of US dollars a day every time she does a podcast, thousands of dollars. And the other one that's really sad, and you may not have been following and caught up with, is Tucker Carlson. He's a friend of Candace Owens, and both of them are huge leading influencers, once very useful to the conservative right, but have seemed to have taken a direction that now is pretty much, because of the content they're creating, dividing the right and the conservatives and creating division, if I can make the application, amongst brethren, and certainly raising strife, creating all kinds of strife. And they do it under this guise of, quote unquote, you would have heard it, just asking questions. I'm just asking questions. Let me say a couple of things about that. First of all, often when people do that, like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson, we're just asking questions, they're actually making statements. You can make quite clear statements by just asking questions, raising innuendo, asking leading questions towards a particular answer that you want people to create in their mind in a certain direction. There was someone in the Bible did that all the time, and he still does it today. Just ask questions. Goes back to the book of Genesis, chapter 1. It was the serpent in the Garden of Eden who said, did God really say? Is that what God meant? I'm just asking questions, the serpent said. The devil in snakeskin said. So don't get caught out by that, this cop-out veil of excuse of these content creating platformers like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson, who hide behind this veil of dishonesty that we're just asking questions. No, you're not. You're making statements through barbed and leading questions towards a certain direction. And one of the most vile, sickening ways they're doing this at the moment, don't be mistaken, they're making big money out of this, is over the post-assassination conspiracy theories around Charlie Kirk's death. It's vile and it's disgusting. And the reason it's vile and disgusting is on a couple of levels. The most vile level is that this is someone's husband, someone's father, someone's son, someone's dearly beloved sibling and friend who was murdered, assassinated publicly in Utah at a Turning Point USA event. There is grief in process for the wife, Erica Kirk, for the children, for dear friends at Turning Point USA. It's fresh and there's grief taking place. And for these people who are under this veiled confession of love for Erica Kirk, Charlie Kirk, what a load of baloney. If you really loved Erica Kirk, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, you would not be pursuing all these pretty crazy theories around his death, from which you are making thousands, multiples of thousands of dollars for your podcasts, and just asking questions and raising this kind of anxiety and distrust and paranoia around Charlie Kirk's death, which was done publicly, openly, pretty clearly in the open, witnessed by thousands of people. So it brings me to the second point. There is a man under arrest, and there is a due diligence process going on leading up to his trial. And one of the things you'll hear law enforcers say and prosecutors is that trials can be jeopardized because of irresponsible public platforms exposing or not so much exposing, but raising questions and exposing some valid leads and issues regarding the case. That can jeopardize a trial because it puts preconceived ideas in the minds of jurors and things like that, and other reasons well established. But people like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson, whom I used to respect, they don't seem to care. They couldn't give a rip. They speak out of both sides of the mouth, pretending to actually care about Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk, who's been very gracious, by the way. But through their selfish ambition of getting clicks and continuing their stream of multiple tens of thousands of dollars, folks, hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe millions, through YouTube and other platforms, continue to ask questions, or more accurately, make statements that raise all these questions of distrust and paranoia, while the authorities are doing their best to investigate this case. And I think that's disgusting. What about you? What do you reckon? If you really cared about a widow, her family, and Charlie Kirk's legacy at Turning Point USA, you wouldn't be saying stuff on your platforms as the #1 podcaster, and surely if Tucker Carlson, someone's way up there, that is actually working to create division against Turning Point USA and destroy it as Charlie Kirk's legacy. And a legacy is built with his wife, for her commitment to him and support of him in her own work. You wouldn't be doing that, and you wouldn't be extenuating the pain and the hurt of a grieving wife and her family and friends through your selfish, irresponsible ambition of extending your channel likes, clicks, and raising money. So folks, you may not have been following this. I have been. God hates those who sow disunity and sow strife amongst the brethren. That's what Satan does. And not only is Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens' behavior creating angst and division that threatens the integrity of an awesome conservative movement like Turning Point USA, it's really dividing the conservatives in general. Just what Satan would like. I think they'll be better off to respect Erica Kirk, who has said stop. Candace Owens said, I will stop if Erica tells me. Erica said stop. So stop it, Candace. Stop it. Because the fact that you're not stopping it, even though you said that, shows what kind of integrity you have and how unworthy you are of anyone with integrity following your podcast. And Tucker Carlson needs to stop it too. Let this woman grieve and her family. Don't add fuel to her grief and pain and sadness. That's the most vile, disgusting thing. And it just exposes the lie and the hypocrisy of saying, oh, we love Erica Kirk. Rubbish. Then act like you do. And let the process, the legal process, have its course. Let the authorities do their due diligence. Bring the evidence together and put this murderous person on trial. The one who shot Charlie Kirk openly, publicly on national television, with all the copious evidence there. Let the FBI, let the state police in Utah, who are actually primarily responsible for this case, the FBI has a supporting role right now. Okay, even that's all messed up by these two characters. Okay, it's a state case of the police of Utah. The FBI have a supportive role. Let them support them in doing their role. Which, as an aside, is another thing. All this conspiracy theory stuff is an insult to people like Kash Patel, the leader of the FBI, a personal, loving friend of Charlie Kirk. You think he wants anything covered up? It's an insult, obviously, to Turning Point USA, because Candace Owens is saying it was an inside job. She said it quite openly. All these innuendos, these questions that are making a statement, accusing his best friends and even suggesting the possibility of Erica Kirk being involved. It's just disgusting to any sane civil person with half a brain. Let them do their due course, investigate with due process, and bring this to trial. And then, after all the evidence comes out in the trial, if you still think there's some rabbits to chase, then chase them. But for goodness sake, show some love, show some respect, some kindness, and let this woman grieve, and her friends and family. And do us all a favour as conservatives who have some kind of Judeo-Christian set of morals and values. Don't work in a way to divide and destroy the right, the centre right. Don't work to divide. Our only hope is to stand against the crazy, satanic, extreme left. So anyway, what do you reckon? Is it just me? Or do you agree with what I'm saying? I'm all for truth and the truth to come out. But I am against this seditious, self-serving, strife-raising, divisive veil of questioning that is actually making statements for selfish ambition, just for clickbait, for likes, and to extend people's already overabundant wealth and empire on social media. Leave me your thoughts. Please share this video if you agree, and follow my page if you'll be so kind. Ara Hunui, great love. God bless. Bye for now. See ya.